In this video, we'll see how to copy data from web to our blog. So to copy data from web, we are going to use here REST API. If you don't know what is REST API, and then you can Google it. In a simple language, REST API is nothing. REST API is just an interface which help us to connect to system and exchange the information securely over the internet. So this is a one-liner basic definition. If you want more to know about this REST API, you can Google it. In this video, we are going to access data, web data through REST API, and we are going to store it in our Azure Blob. Generally, in real time, in the actual scenario, client will give the REST API detail, user detail, and then you will be able to log in or access the data using that REST API. But in this video, we are going to use a dummy REST API for a demonstration purpose. So here user ID and password is not required. This is the free, or you can say dummy REST API. I have just used a dummy REST API here. To get the data from the API, we are going to use this dummyjson.com. So once I will open this website here, so you will see like this all detail. So if I will come down, this product table is there, and I want to access this data. So if I will click here, so you can see this data is currently in the JSON format, and this is something you are not able to read it properly, right? But as of now, I'm going to copy as it is, but to our blog, that is Azure Cloud. Okay, this is currently on the web. So in this video, we'll see how to copy data from web API and will store in a JSON format in the Azure Blob. To start with, we need to create a container where we can store that data coming from API. So I have two containers already. That sink is the blank. So what we'll do, we'll store our JSON file coming from a web in this sink only. Okay. To start with, again I will go and create pipeline. So I will go back. Let's go home. Let me open in the new tab, and then again ADF also in the new tab. So my ADF has been opened here. I need to click on the Launch Studio. Okay, again just to remind you that we can create a pipeline from here as well, but I'm going to create from this author pipeline. You can click here a pipeline, or you can go through this plus and pipeline. I will keep the pipeline name as PL API to web API to blog. I will copy this name. I will hide it, and again I will collapse this window because I have already changed the name. To copy data, again we need to use this copy data activity. So I will drag and drop here. Again I will just collapse this window because this is not required anymore now. Currently this name is like this. I will just rename like copy web API to blog. Okay, now I will go to sync source. So okay, to source again we need to create a data set. So to create data set we need to click on the, see, nothing is already created, so I will create a new one. And again we know that our source data is on the REST API, so we'll create, just search a REST and click on this REST, continue, and as this is the data set, so ds REST API source. Fine. Again we'll create a link services, so I will click on the new ls REST API underscore source. Okay, as we are copying data from web, so obviously this is going to be auto resolve integration runtime only. And base URL, this URL we need to put what we had after clicking on this JSON, this one. This is the copy the link address, and we'll go to ADF, we'll paste it here like this. Okay, I have stored this name, so this is the main page, and when we are going to click on the products, this is the, if you see the same name we have entered here. So once you will enter, so all data you can see here in this form, JSON form. Okay, so I have just entered this web page address here. Authentication is the basic one. Okay, anonymous, we are going to select this one because for this all we need some username and password. As I mentioned you in the beginning of this video, if you are going to work in the real time, you need to some username and password to get this access, but this is for training purpose, so we are keeping this anonymous, and that's it. Just click on the test connection, and click on the create. So my link services is ready now. Click on the OK. We'll go to on sync, but before that I just want to tell you that request method is, there are two types of request method in the API. First one is get, when we want to access the data is get, and if you want to post the data, then you can select the post. But in this we are trying to get the data from web, so we are just selecting get only. Request timeout, this connection will try to get the data and this will keep trying till 1 minute 40 seconds. If it is not going to connect somehow, then it will time out after 1 minute 40 seconds. Okay, for pagination rule currently this is not required, so I'm going to delete it, and then I will go to sync. For sync again we need to create one data set, and this will redirect our data to our Azure Blob. To create link services we need to click on the create, and we are posting this data to Blob. So Blob is the this type, and as I told you that this data is stored in the JSON format, and if we want to keep the format same in the JSON, so we will select here JSON file format only. So after clicking on JSON, click on the continue, and this is the dataset like ds sync JSON, and again we need to create the link services that will target to our blob. So ls sync JSON, this is going to be copied to cloud only. So auto resolve for integration runtime is fine. Authentication type account key. Subscription, I will select my subscription, that is the free one. Account is, my account name is SKP Blob storage account, and that's it. Click on the test connection and finally create. So this will connect till SKP Blob storage. Okay, but again we need to tell them in SKP Blob storage there are two types of container. I mean, two container is there. If you will see here, source and sink is there. So again we need to tell in that SKP storage where we want to copy. So we'll click on this folder and we want to copy data to sink folder. So I will just select sink and click on the OK, and that's it. Okay, to save this all work, we need to publish all. Click on the publish. Okay, now it got published, I mean it got saved. So currently I will go to sync and nothing is there. So I will go back to our ADF pipeline. I will run through debug, although you can run through add trigger now as well, but I am going to run it through debug. Let's see if it is going to success or fail. So to refresh, you can click here, refresh, it will show the latest update. So it got succeed. Okay, so to see the data if it is being copied, I will go to sync, nothing is there, so I just need to refresh it. Okay, so you can see one file is being copied here and that's extension is JSON, so it's look okay, but I need to validate if it is having some data or it is blank. So I will just open it and click on the edit, and you can see the similar data is like coming, product ID, title, description, and if you will go to the web page, this is same. Okay, so I will go back. The only one thing is like this file name is like very long, this name. So to make it sensible, we will shorten it, like we'll give some sensible name. So I'm going to delete it for timing. Okay, I will go to pipeline again, click on this sync. Okay, I will keep this sync is the container name. I will keep it like some. Today.json. Okay, so currently it was a big file name. Now if I will run, the new file will copy but with this name. So again I'm going to change, save this all changes, publish is going to save all the changes what I have done just right away. Once it is being done, I will just re-trigger the pipeline. So now it is saved. I will run it debug one more time. I will just see what is the status here. So it is in progress. Refresh. Success now. So we'll go to sync folder again. Nothing is there. So refresh it. Okay. So you can see today.json file is copied, but this time the name is looking sensible. I will click here. Click on the edit and see same data is there. Okay, to close this, if you want to download this output, you can click on this download. It will download a today.json file. If you want to delete, you can delete from here. If you want to close it, just cross it on the right top corner. That's it. So in this video, you have seen how to copy data from web API through web API to Azure Blob and in the JSON format. We'll see in the next video. Till then, thanks.